Hey gang, here we are at our 2018 Cobalt CS23 surf boat for sale. This is a one-owner boat, about 92 engine hours currently showing. It's powered by a 300 horsepower Volvo Penta V8 inboard outboard forward facing stern drive engine. More on that here shortly. We are here for our video walkthrough tour. We are sitting on a matching BoatMate tandem axle trailer with swing tongue, dual brakes. That's included with this one. And as always, I will invite you to our website for more information. I don't really mention those because they'll very frequently they will change until listing is sold. That's the best way to find the current status of it. If you're curious if it is still available, it will be eventually the YouTube video. If you're watching this on YouTube, eventually this will be changed to sold when the boat is no longer available. But at our website you'll see the current price and whether or not it's an active listing or if it's in a pending sale. And then once it goes to a sold listing as well. If you don't want to leave YouTube and just want to look at what we have available, we've got two playlists on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/yournewboat. There'll be one playlist for current listings and another for the sold boats that we've sold in the past. But I promise you, if you take the time to open up a new tab or window, if you got serious questions about this one, all you gotta do is type in yournewboat.com, click enter, and when that orange lettering loads, that will let you know you're at the right place. Look for the Find Your New Boat button in the top left-hand corner. When you click that, it's gonna load all of our inventory and order a price. And all you gotta do is scroll down to get to the 2018 Cobalt CS3 Surf. You'll see a photo of it. You'll recognize it from the video. You'll know exactly what you're looking for. You'll see the asking price right there. And of course, our contact information will be right there. There'll be a phone number to call, a link to email us. I do like to remind people we're often without cell phone reception. So if you call and do not get an answer, but you want to return a phone call, just leave us a message. Let me know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. As soon as I either finish up with the customer or get back in cell phone range, I will return that call, have your questions answered for you. You can also send us a text. And if you send us an email, if it's been one business day and you have not gotten a reply, check your spam folder. Reply is likely right in there. We're usually pretty quick and efficient about responding to our customer inquiries. So we do have the, let me see if I can do this one-handed. There we go, just had to get it started. Well, maybe not. Swim platform that was an option, I believe, starting about 2018 with this pin in combination with moving it, and they do want that pin on there so that it does not accidentally get pulled down when you don't want it. So you're not going to ride with this in the down position. This is only for when you're anchored. And then that forward facing drive that we have, look at your separation from, where your feet are going to be hanging off that platform and where your prop is. And this is tilted all the way in the back trailer position. Normally it's going to be sitting probably another 12 inches more forward. And basically with the forward drive and these big massive surf tabs that Cobalt has on there, that's going to allow them to really weight this boat down. We've got a lot of factory ballast tanks in this one. You'll be able to weight it down, push that bow down into the water with a combination of the weight, the tabs, and that forward drive, and you're going to be able to throw a nice swell for all of your wake surfing desires. So let's go ahead and climb into this one for our walkthrough. Use that tow hook, and then the one off the tower is only going to be used for surfing, wakeboarding, or skiing. So we do have this really nice integrated platform. You got a lot of room back here. You've got basically like some C-deck style flooring. We do have a transom or swim platform, mounted stereo remote. And we've got a basic convertible lounge seat right here. It gives you a rear facing lounge seat option, and this is very easy to use. I go down just like that, so now you got kind of your full regular sun lounge. But if you're sitting around floating, just pull that right up, and you almost got, if you got some people taking advantage of that drop down platform, you've almost got stadium seating back here on the rear of the boat. Woven, I believe this is called a seagrass woven vinyl flooring. This is really comfortable on your bare feet. Does not get super hot. Excuse me, does not get super hot. It's got a little cushion on there, and then we've got, of course, a custom powder coated tower, wake tower, a pair of Roswell swivel board racks, as well as your ski tow hook. And you'll see that this little flap right here. That's so you can reach your hand through there to get your ski tow hook on that pylon. We talk about how I do appreciate these walk-through transoms. Keeps all the wear and tear off of your nice large Sunpad or engine cover. So you get right down here in and out of the boat, go from the cockpit to the swim platform quite easily. We've got 2 JL Audio tower speakers. Goes along with, might be a little easier to do from down here on this side. 2 layers of Velcro, and that will actually keep this thing from flapping. A lot easier time, but you can reach right through there, get your tow rope on. Show that other JL Audio tower speaker, and there's that other Roswell board rack. Now we've got flip up bolster driver's seat. That means this is all it takes to get a better view over your Helm Station. And if you're surfing, actually with the forward drive, you're not going to have nearly the bow rise that you would in a regular V-drive boat. You'll be able to kind of keep the bow low, still have a good line of sight over your steering wheel. But if you've got a lot of people up there in the bow, it's also comes in handy. A lot of people are gonna really appreciate that bolster without having to find their seat cushion, the throwable seat cushion. So here at your Helm Station, we've got, of course, your ballast controls. We've basically function tested everything up here at the dash, and all your nav lights, your blowers, your bilges, your ballast controls, docking lights. Have yet to find anything on this one that does not function as it should, but of course it is offered subject to buyer inspection. Stainless cup holder right just at the floor of your driver's seat, and then you basically got a low engine display here from Volvo Penta. You've also got some of that integrated up here in the dash. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm gonna turn the key. This is dual batteries with the battery switch. Those are all turned on. So here's your 0 off GPS speed control. That's gonna basically allow you to push your throttle forward. You'll hear some beeps. That means it's basically taking over control, and it's gonna do the rest. While you're moving, if you want to adjust the speed faster or slower, you can simply use the while you're underway. This cluster gauge has your fuel gauge, engine drive trim, battery volts, and your engine water temperature. And over here you've got your tachometer with your built-in hour meter, 92 engine hours, and that's going to show your temp, battery volts, trim, tachometer, oil pressure, and water temp. Forget where that one was originally. Miles per hour right over here on this gauge, but you're also that's basically your, I guess, your analog. Well, I guess it's your analog gauge because it's on a needle. This right here is going to be reading your GPS digital mile per hour readout right here. So you've got basically two speedometers up here to dash. Tilt steering wheel, functional horn, and then here is our Rockford Fosgate This is a PMX IR, AM FM, USB, auxiliary input, Pandora, satellite ready, stereo. So there's your, well, let me get you a line of sight here. AM, FM, you've got the NOAA Weatherband station where you can get weather updates if you see something front coming in or something. Now, let me go back to the source. And I'll keep scrolling through here without talking. USB, USB, auxiliary input, Bluetooth, Pandora, satellite ready, stereo. You've got 6 cockpit speakers, 2 in the bow, 4 in this area where I'm standing. This would kind of be referred to as your cockpit. You've got your JL tower speakers. And then your USB auxiliary inputs right over here at your passenger seat. Got a little cutout in here. Additionally, you've got your 12-volt power outlet back there as well. Right in there. Driver's seat also has 12-volt power outlet just right here underneath. Oh, I'm sorry. That is 2 USB power outlets. So, same principle, but that one you can basically charge 2 devices instead of 1. I've also got the PTM Edge rearview mirror. And your passenger seat is can be forward or rear facing. It's as easy as just grab and hold the back of it, sliding it whichever way. 2 more of those cup holders there. There are 9 stainless cup holders throughout the boat. 2 more over here by that speaker. Got 2 in the bow. 9 total. This would be an integrated cooler. Now it's being used for some storage space, but that will drain down into your bilge. And your dual batteries are under this seat right here. Everything's on a hinge here. See how it kind of folds up in 2 positions. There's your battery switch. 2020 batteries. Slide that right back into place. We've got the bow wind block. This will basically come out and slide all the way across. Let's see if I get that one to stay in place. That slide across goes in this slot over here and locks into place. And that hardware just keep it from flying up whenever you do not want it in position. So walk through right there. You see that little latch? This will catch your windshield and hold that securely in place, so you can actually cruise with your windshield open if you have a latch like that. If you don't have a latch, if you just got a little bumper pad up here, you do not want to be underway with that windshield open unless you're in really calm waters, slower speeds or idle, then you can have it open. Otherwise you're probably going to want to close it. This is a roomy bow seating area. Kind of quite pleased with this. And of course we've got storage under our seats. 2 more speakers up here, and 4 stainless cup holders up here. Anchor storage locker. There's an anchor down there. We'll be going with this. Nice heavy duty stainless cleat hardware up here. And then underneath this backrest right here, we've got our 2 JL stereo amplifiers. That's on a gas shock, so that will actually stay up quite nicely when you're trying to get things in and out of there. Storage under this one here. This one is not on a hinge. I believe that's the same with this guy right here. Gas shock on this one. But only your bow seating are not going to be on a hinge. I'm going to pull this fender out. This is our mooring cover I've got stowed down here. It's your fire extinguisher. It's very much needed safety equipment. I want to show you one thing with this. This is kind of quality you'll get with Cobalt. This little black box right here is actually a cover for your fuses, and that's a waterproof cover. You got a nice seal around that. you got them all labeled right in here. So I thought that was just kind of handy where they actually put that in a decent location. A lot of these are going to be underneath your Helm Station, so you kind of have to stand on your head sometimes to get to those if you ever do need to try to replace a fuse. So for somebody that's been there, done that, that was something I could appreciate. I do have a little fire extinguisher sticker down here calling your attention to that, and then just more storage under there. So come back to that fender here in just a moment. Head on through. Showed you your battery compartment. Now there's not much under here because of your giant ballast tanks. You've got 3 fills for your ballast. You've got port side, starboard side, and bow. So actually, probably should point this out. This actually is not an in-floor locker right here. That's being utilized for a ballast tank. So, and these other tanks that are under this seat right here, these are going to fill in combination, whether or not you're filling your port side or your starboard side. All right, here's that Volvo Penta 300 horsepower V8 inboard, outboard, forward-facing stern drive engine. Again, actually I think 92.1 engine hours on this one. Nice large engine hatch. You can get around this if you ever need to. And of course these tanks are all hard plumbed in, but they're also fairly easy to get to, and that's something on other boat manufacturers. They'll sometimes kind of almost build those into the hull of the boat, and if you ever do have an issue with one of those, it can be kind of a big ordeal to actually access where that tank is. So we covered a lot of features on this one. I wanted to show you our fender. We've basically got some quick fender mounts right there. That's all it takes. That pops into place. There's 4 of these. There's basically one on every corner. You just pull that down, comes right out. So always like hardware like that, especially when it can be done and it's heavy duty. You can tell from the quality of that one that's gonna last, and that can be appreciated. So, well, one more thing I wanted to show you. You may have been looking at this board rack thinking that this Bimini top was kind of in the way. Now you can reposition this board rack, but basically you've got a quick connection fitting right here, and what you do, you take a little pressure off, you slide that thumb screw down, and then that's out of your way. You've also got a quick release right up here on the top side of that, and then basically all you got to do is pull your bar there. That's going to slide down. That will lock into place when you get all the way in, and then you can close this back down. Now depending on people's dock setup, you might can reposition the actual mount on here a little bit. We've noticed a lot of people lately have just had the preference of just leaving those out all the time unless they have to pull them in either for their slip or dock needs, or when they're trailering. Otherwise they're leaving them out most of the time. So, all right, we're gonna get up close and personal with any wear and tear we've noticed on this one. So here's another one of those. Again, I said there's 4 of those, one in either corner for those fenders, and then this is a removable flagpole. And this would be some storage, but you've got that ballast tank in there. I guess you still have room to throw some, maybe a vest or some ropes or what have you in there. There is a full mooring cover with this one. We are starting to wrap up here. I'm gonna climb off and get up close and personal on the exterior. Your dual stainless props, which would be in great condition on this one. We do have some wear around the exterior in their gel coat. We've got some marks. We've got a lot of this going around the exterior of the boat here. We're going to try to show photographs of this. Sometimes, depending on the angle, sometimes these show in photographs, sometimes they show in the video. But I think with the combination of both the video and the photographs, you can kind of get a feel for the true condition of this one. We do have some marks on this a little bit. Can't quite tell what that is. little bit of a blemish in the gel coat. Another mark here. And we're just gonna kind of get close. Here's a little bit of areas. This would be almost like a little bit of dock rash. It's something was rubbing against this or bumped it and made some little marks in that gel coat. A few more areas as we get up close to the front. Yeah, right in here. My fingernail's just catching on that. And so that will not go away with the wax. Some of those other lighter ones, like we've got a little bit right in here. I don't know if that'll be picked up in the video. A little bit right in here. My fingernails just barely catching on this the deeper one. A lot of those other ones may buff out. This one will not. That's some gel coat in that area. And then just a few little minor marks up here from your trailer loading. You do put these little stainless plates up here at your bow hook to kind of prevent some of that. But oftentimes they're not quite as large as they need to be. Underneath the hull, below the water line, everything looked really good for the most part. This one has come out of the water for the season. We still got a little bit of grime on here that can come off with a good cleaning. But right in here, there's a small little mark. Again, fingernails just barely catching that edge right there. That's just barely into the gel coat. And then maybe one other right in here. So let me make our way over to the, there's those docking lights. Again, we function tested those. Over here on our starboard side, had a few more marks on this side. And we're a little bit in the shade on this side, so this might show up better. If the port side did not show up great on the video, it is not as bad as this side. So see these marks here. That's kind of what we would call just classic dock rash, where something's rubbed against it just from a how it was either came into a dock or how it was tied up at the dock. Now this guy right here, this is probably more of a little bit of rubber that's rubbed off from a fender. This part right here is probably going to come off, this area right here. But now these, there's a little bit of a different color on these, a little bit of a, I guess, a deeper color. This is actually more of a cut into the gel coat, whereas this is basically just something that is rubbed on it, or like a rubber fender has just marked on it, and that just needs scrubbed off. Sometimes that'll come right off. Sometimes you really have to get scrubbing on it. It's kind of going away a little bit right there. So that's what you know, your buff, good detail buff and wax will get rid of this, not some of these others. Again, here's some more of these little nicks here and there that are not going to disappear. None of these really huge. They're just kind of scattered around. Some light ones up here. That one might yeah, that one's close. That one might disappear. This one won't. A few more in this area. I think the lighting's a lot better on this side. These are all appear to be showing up pretty good on the video. Our photographs, we never know. Sometimes they'll show, sometimes they won't. This one's a little, that's probably the deepest one on this side. That's almost through the gel coat. And a few more right here around this Cobalt logo. And I believe that's gonna just about do it back here. Again, tandem trailer, custom wheels, dual brakes, new tires, they're in good shape. Swing tongue up here on the front. It's a 2-inch ball hookup, and we've got the 7 flat, or the 7 round circle trailer attachment. So again, that's a custom BoatMate trailer. And that's gonna do it for this one again. So this is the 2018 Cobalt CS23 surf boat for sale here. We're here near Douglas Lake. Don't know if I mentioned that at the start of the video. I think I did. There's the water right there. This is a 23 feet 8-inch length overall, 8.5 foot beam, and I believe the dry weight comes in about 3,700 pounds. That's for the boat with no gear, fuel, or water in. It does have a 50-gallon onboard fuel tank, and we do have a lot of ballast. You want to have that ballast empty before you go on and off of a trailer. All right, again, invite you to the website for any questions. Please contact us through there. And here near the end of the video, you should see the yournewboat.com logo popping up in that top right-hand corner of the screen. That's just a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can be notified of new listings as they come available in our area. And I thank you again for joining us for this one. Again, the 2018 Cobalt CS3 Surf Edition. here. We're just east of Knoxville, Tennessee today, near Douglas Lake, and I thank you again for joining us.